Hey everybody, it's Trey by Next Tune. In this video, it's the first real episode of the Disc Golf Handbook, and this video is the top 5 discs every beginner should own, or at least own at one point in their lifetime. Let's get started. For this video, I've picked out 5 discs that I've either used or have owned or still own that I think every beginner should use, and that they're all relatively easy to use, and it's just really good overall in general. And I'll give a quick explanation, show the numbers and the flight chart for each one too. And one disc I will say I do not own, but I have used before and I really like it, so that's why it's on the list. Anyway, let's get on with the list. Before we get on with the list, I just want to say that all of the discs you see on this channel, or about 99% of them, will be by Innova, because I like the discs more than other manufacturers, except for one, and I'll get into that in a future video. Alright, the first disc on the list is the Innova Roadrunner, or something similar by a different manufacturer. This is because the disc is really understable, and that is a good thing for beginners. As you can tell by the numbers 9, 5, -4, and 1, which I will make another video explaining those in detail, in quick detail, sometime within the next month or so, or within the next few weeks. But the flight chart is on screen right now, and you can tell this is really good, because if a beginner throws it and they throw it like this, I'll explain motions in a future video too. It'll come back, it'll be like a nice straight shot if you a pro or throw it a mildly stable disc. Anyway, on to the next one. The next one on the list is the TL3, and I gotta keep my hand here because my phone number is on it. But well, the TL3, if you look at the numbers, it's 8, 4, -1, 1. And yes, I said I will explain the numbers in a future video, but this is the reason this is on the list, because if you look at the flight chart, the disc flies ridiculously straight. I have not seen a fairway driver, and yes, I'll explain those in a future video too. A fairway driver fly so straight, and if you get it up to speed, it's literally gonna fly in like a straight line. And there's a couple more discs on the list that are just like that, but those are all mid-range to putters, and this is the only fairway driver on the list. Anyway, on to the next one. Number 3 on my list is the Innova Cayman, and this is because the disc is really overstable. If you look at the numbers, it's 5.5204, and also the flight chart is on screen right now. This disc is really good for how I throw, and I'll make a future video explaining how to use overstable mid-rangers and overstable putters, but I do not have an overstable putter, so this is the closest thing you've got. But it's really good for beginners, because if you burn it out a lot, it'll make sure to come back, which is really good for beginners, so they don't throw it out and then it just flies to the side and ends up in the rough or the weeds or in the tree or anything on the course. But overall, I would recommend this, but if you're just starting out, I would not recommend this. If you've been playing for a month or 2, then you should get this one. Number 2 on the list is a disc that I believe everybody should own at least once in their life, and it is the Innova Avior, or something similar by other manufacturers. And this is why everybody should own it. The numbers are 2301, and everybody should own this because I believe it's like the best putter ever, and many other people agree with me. And if you look at the flight path from the flight chart, which is on screen right now, you'll see it flies ridiculously straight, just like the TL3, also from Innova. Yes, I know they're all Innova discs, but other manufacturers have come out with something very similar. But everyone should own this, and I'm going to make a video on putting and how to use putters. But if you feel like that this doesn't work for you, then you should get one that's a little more overstable. I don't know what they all are because I mainly just use this, but feel free to look them up, and I have made you a review on them if you recommend them in the comments below. Number 1 is actually not the physical disc that I'm going to show on screen now, but it's also by Innova, and this is just a placeholder, but it's the Innova Vrock. And the reason is because I believe it's a 4401, just like the Avior, but it's a little higher speed, a little higher glide. It's a mid-ranger, and it's like basically the best disc for beginners. It's a decently low speed, which is good for beginners while they're just starting to learn the technique. And it flies really straight. Here's the flight path, and I got this for a friend, and for them, it's been working great for them, and I've used it too, and I'm just gonna say it's really good for beginners, intermediate players. Advanced, I'd say maybe go something a little more overstable, maybe like a Rock or a Rock 3. But for beginners, the Vrock is the way to go, and this is not a Vrock, this is a Vector. I know, don't yell at me, I don't physically own it, but I've used it, so I have the right to put it on the list. Here's the complete list. Number 5 is Roadrunner, 4 TL3, 3 Cayman, 2 Avior, and then number 1 was the Vrock. This is a placeholder. And all of these you could probably find on Amazon, eBay, maybe even Craigslist, I have no idea, or your local sporting goods store. If I were you, I'd recommend go for a sporting goods store or Amazon because you'll get them brand new and they're not being sold from a sketchy person. But anyway, these are them. Starter sets, you're only saving a few bucks by buying them, but I'd say just get each one individually because the starter set only comes with this one, not the other ones. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was helpful. Make sure to like and subscribe. Liking really helps out the channel, and subscribing helps out the channel too, as only 10% of the people that watch the videos are actually subscribed. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.